You're looking at it, everyone. You're looking at the best case of the year. Remember that fable, the tortoise and the hare, when the tortoise was patient and slow, and the hare was fast and reckless? We are the tortoise. Pat yourself on the back. We waited. We braved the storm of the beginning of this year where Mattel gave us not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 cases, none with a new release. And here we are. We now have the wealth of new releases from Cars on the Road. Now, a little late, as you can see here. It looks like they intended to get this out in July or maybe early August. That did not happen, but nonetheless, here we are 2 months after this designated date. I couldn't be more excited, guys. I don't know why. I can't really put my finger on it because the last 2 cases were solid as well, but there's something about the unique, brand new characters in this pack here that bring nostalgia from Cars 2, like the initial cases from Cars 2, the first cases of Cars 3. That's what this reminds me of, and this is really what we should have gotten like a month ago in anticipation of the series. But it's kind of cool that it came out after, and we now already know some of these characters. We already are in love with them, especially Griswold, who I am beyond thrilled to see in person. But yeah, guys, I got this case from Carlotsales. I want to give a huge shout out to his eBay store. I left a link to it in the description below. Definitely check it out. He's got basically every Cars item for sale. So if you need something for a good price, he's your guy. Everyone asks me, like, where do you get cars? I'm like, eBay. Like, there's only a couple good sellers out there. It's not that difficult, and they all ship internationally. All right, guys, Cars character, blah, 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 95BL. So all the cases this year will say 95B. Last year, they said 95A, but this digit here, L, determines what's in this case. Now, after I unbox this, I'll make a list of all that stuff, and I'll put it in the description so you can follow along and see the contents, or if someone asks you, hey, what's in case L? Or if you're at the store and you can't tell what case it is, just check out my video. The descriptions are there. So again, it does not say to put on the shelf before July 17th, which basically confirms that the shelf release date for Cars on the Road merchandise was July 17th. This makes sense because right after that, like a week after that, we started to see some of those color changer releases, like those 2-packs, then the Whale playset, and it continued on from there. Dats Jam and Revo Cost color changers until in mid-August we got the first die-cast of McQueen and Speed Demon and Mater, but Mater was just, you know, old, just the regular old Mater. So I truly do believe that they intended to get this stuff out a long time ago, and because whether it be supply chain, congestion, the ports, I don't know what happened, but they are now just getting out there. This case hasn't hit stores anywhere in the entire world yet, however. Hopefully soon, but I do want to say that it hasn't been out anywhere in the world, so the only place you can get this is Carlotsales. All right, let's dive right in here with 2 of my absolute favorites. The boys. We have Mater, so this is your road trip Mater. However, no different from regular Mater, which might also be up here. Now, that would be something, wouldn't it? Wow. All right, that's kind of weird. I don't know how much I am a fan of that. You have regular Mater, you have road trip Mater, but they are identical. That's a little weird. I really just wish they gave Mater a new expression. Like, that's all you needed to do. Like, you could see the card art's different. So just give him like a slightly different expression. That's all you needed to do, Mattel. Either way, though, as seen in Cars on the Road, yeah, but he's also as seen in Cars, also as seen in Cars 2, as seen in Cars 3. You can see Road Trip McQueen there and Speed Demon as the other ones to collect. It doesn't show the other ones from this case because Mater was in the last case. And then this card back is from the very first case of the year, Case A. And these were all of the folk in that case, like Holiday Hotshot McQueen. It really gets redundant, you know, when you start showing like old cars on the back, because they aren't including Holiday Hotshot McQueen in any more cases, because that was supposed to be like around Christmas, even though they were also super late with all the initial 2022 stuff, and so it came out in like February. So yeah, it's actually pretty expected that they didn't hit their designated release date with the on the road stuff, because they missed the designated release date for all the 2022 stuff, essentially. Here you have just regular Lightning McQueen from Cars 1. I actually don't see too many of him hanging around on the pegs. Like, the peg warmers are truly Matthew True Blue McCrew and Darla Vanderson. some Sarges in there, but haven't seen too many of McQueen's. Now, a lot of people have been asking me about this tractor here. They think that tractor will be released this year. I think this was just a placeholder for tractor with tire in mouth, who was in the last case, case K. And I'll leave a link for that unboxing in the description below, and I'm sure it's already been in the card pop-up suggestion. I'm sure I put that already up there. But yeah, they probably didn't have an image for tractor with tire yet, so they just used this regular image for him. But yeah, you could see some other re-releases from Cars 1. Always nice to see a regular McQueen. And I truly do mean that because he's such a classic, iconic character. Look at this. This is a perfectly carded Rust-eze Cruz Ramirez. It's hard to find like perfectly carded versions of these 2022 singles because I feel like once they changed the blister, they just became flimsier. Maybe that's just, maybe they changed the way they produce the cardboard or something. I'm not sure, but they just seem to damage, bend, tear more easily than they did when the blisters were rectangular or prism-esque. But I understand that they went this way. Like, it's definitely the future. Like, they're doing it on a lot of Mattel products, like their Hot Wheels character cars here as well. So I truly don't mind it. Obviously, it's way more difficult to store. And even like when I'm leaving a store, it's like, oh my God, I can't, or like when I'm walking to the cash register with some cars and I have like more than 5, I'm like, this is awkward to carry. Like, what am I doing here? I don't know if I'm gonna make it. All right, so you guys know I like to save the best for last. So we might have to bounce around here a little bit. What's this? Oh, all right, I wasn't expecting that. So here we have Lightning McQueen with sign. I thought this was going to be another regular Lightning McQueen, but it is the exact same Lightning McQueen car, but now you get a sign. So if you see both of these in the store at the same time, which one do you buy? You buy this one because it costs the exact same and you get a sign. It's like the exact same product. McQueen's the exact same. I don't know. I'm going to just keep reiterating it because truly, you want to get this one, you get the signs, like a little bonus. They really should make it a chase. I mean, not that I don't know. I don't fully agree with what I just said there, but like it truly is like a bonus and it's the exact same cost. On the back here, you can see some other cars that we've seen before in cases like Damage the King. This is Bruce Miller, but they released Winford, Bradford, Rutherford. So again, that's another one of those heirs like with the tractor. You have Artie, Yellow Hydraulic Ramone, who was only in case J, which is very mystical. You have Brad Windmiller. You have Dash Boardman. But yeah, I like the card art for Lightning McQueen with sign. I've always loved it. The choking hazards are a little ugly, but we know that those are necessary. Yeah, look at that blister. Look at all the like ins and outs of it. Like it's so molded to every little crevice and intricacy of the shape of those two. All right, I guess there's so much good stuff in this case, like I can't really avoid it. I guess we'll go to Speed Demon here. Oh, this is on a nice perfect card as well. Pretty cool. So yeah, I was thinking Speed Demon might become a little bit of a peg warmer like Jackson Storm, because like somebody's going to have to take that job. Like Jackson Storm is going to have to pass the mantle, as did Finn Missile pass the mantle to him of being, you know, a main character peg warmer from like the new project. So Finn McMissile Cars 2, Jackson Storm Cars 3, and I was thinking Speed Demon because he's in the first case, right? He's now back in the second case, or she, I feel bad. I'm going to have like a dozen people commenting like, Speed Demon's a female. I know. But yeah, there's only one per case in each of these, case K and case L. We only get one Speed Demon apiece, so I think she'll actually be all right. You know, I actually am going to make a prediction of who will peg warm here soon, but we'll get to him in a moment here. That's a little tease. All right, let's go to, oh man, I'm just collapsing everyone. I probably shouldn't do that. Oh well. I really want to save the best for last though. Anyways, we have 2 more cars on the road trip Lightning McQueens here. So these I've seen quite a few of, like when I would be late to case K. Like I saw case K I think like 2 or 3 times. Like I saw remnants of it before I actually found the full boat. And each time I found like some road trip McQueens, like 1 or 2 of them. So he might peg warm a little bit now because there were 2 in the last case. There's 2 in this case. So that's a little problematic. Like the one store in Hunt episode 21 that I went to there was 7 of the road trip McQueens, which means they got in like 4 case Ks. They only had 1 of the tractor with tire though, which means that the other 3 had already sold, which is just wild to me because they still had like 3 flipped over. So 3 tractors sold, but only 1 flipped over sold. So I just thought that was a little strange. I was literally like paranoid about it. I was looking all over the cars section like, did somebody hide the other tractors? They gotta be here somewhere. There's gotta be at least 1 more. And so yeah, it's kind of funny. Anyway, here we have Murray Clutchburn. I'm actually really glad they included him again because he's one of my favorite releases for the year. And I don't think I don't know, I probably do have one in the package, but either way, now I have a mint one, pretty much so, the Sputter Stop Racer from Cars 1. They released this guy last year with this artwork, but it was actually the Cars 3 version of Murray Clutchburn. So now we get the Cars 1 version. I did do a review on him earlier on in the year. Like, he was one of the best things that came out of like February and March. And so made sure to give him some attention. But you can see on the back there, Donna Pitts, Jonathan Wrenchworth, Ramone Sarge, all of which have been released by now. It's funny, this guy came out, he was like in, I think he was in case C. No, he was in B. Wait, maybe it was C. Either way, like, these 2 were in D for the first time. I think Jonathan wasn't until like G though. So it's like you got all of these ones, but you didn't get Jonathan for a good long while. All right, here we have Maddie McGear. I think this is her first time being released on 2022 packaging. So this is technically our first new item for the case, Maddie McGear. She's been released quite a bit though. She was initially released in 2017. She got reissued in 2018, then reissued, I think, every year actually. She's been released pretty much every year. I know she was released in 2021. I think she skipped 2020 though. I think it was like 2018 and 19 were like very similar because they used the same card art. But then, yeah, she took 2020 off, returned last year, and now she's back again. So we've gotten tons of her from Thailand. This is the same model, I think, as the girls from the Lights Out Haunted House episode, like the Shining Girls, Louise and Lisa. So if you want to make a custom, I've actually seen somebody already make a custom of one of the girls using Maddie McGear. On the back here, you can see some of the newer stuff like Paul Conrev, Barry DePedal, and George Newman. Those have all been out more recently than the bottom row here, which John Belaya was first in E, and these guys were like in the first 3 cases. But Paul was G, Barry is exclusive to J so far, George is exclusive to K, as long as there isn't one in here, and I don't see one. So, yeah, there you have it, Maddie McGear. You will be in the thumbnail, my good friend. Here's another very exciting release. Wow, on Perfect Card. That really is exciting. Fred. All right, so this is the first time Fred has been released from Thailand. His last release, I believe, was in 2016. Now, if you guys remember, when Fred was initially released in 2007 and 8, it was the large Fred. Like, there was, he was like a larger model. Then, when he got re-released in 2010 and onwards, they reduced his size probably by 60% or so. They reduced his size a ton. Now, this version of Fred is actually a little bit bigger. So we have a middle-sized version of Fred, which is pretty wild to think about that they completely resized him yet again. But I'm glad that they did because this is far more accurate than the last version. Like, I was never a big fan of the really tiny version of Fred, but that being said, the larger version of Fred is definitely too big. So I think this one's probably the most accurate we'll ever get. However, I do think it should be a little bit larger. But stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm going to show you guys an actual comparison of all those Freds because since he's on such a mint card, I can't bring myself to open this one. I'm not sure I'll do a variant review of him anytime soon since I have so many videos to do. But yeah, if you guys want to see me review this version of Fred, just let me know, and if there's enough demand, I will do it. Anyway, on the back here, we have Bertha Butterswagon, who was in case K. I think we'll see her again here in a moment. Murray, Tex Dynaco, Brad Windmiller, Lightning McQueen with sign, and Dexter Hoover. And here you have a transforming McQueen, brand new stock image. So yeah, it's the small things in life, but I don't know. It's kind of cool to see like a new image that Mattel cranked out. And yeah, I don't believe we've seen this one before. And of course, Transforming McQueen was in the last case, case K. So there you have it. As seen in Cars. Correct. All of them were in Cars. Glad they got that right. So yeah, you have like two of McQueen's biggest fans in the same case back to back, Maddie McGear and Fred. Here's another new item for the case, Sara Wheelson. So she was first released in 2021, like that was the first time she'd ever been released. And they brought her back for 2022, as they did with her co-worker, Derek Williams. Both reporters were initially and like first time ever released in, I think it was case L. Wow, yeah, it was L. Same case as this, of 2021. Derek, though, got reissued in case F this year. I think he was also in another case. And now this is the first time Sara has returned. It's a lot of information. Like, I dump information upon information bits on you guys at all times, but there's just so much, like so much lore within the Cars diecast world that it's necessary, you know, and I want to be thorough and all that. And hey, looky, it's the same background, but now we have Fred back here. So a nice stock image of Fred. I don't think this one's new though. I feel like they've been using this one for probably a decade now, but yeah, that's awesome to see. I'm glad that they are still changing up the card backs, because as we got down the road of 2021, they stopped changing the card backs. Like, it was just weird. They became static, right? But they're still changing them, which is great to see, because it needs to reflect what's like currently in the store with this. Like, if you find this, you should be able to find the other stuff on there, which is why I'm not a big fan of them releasing like this Mater again here, because you're not going to find, especially that one. These other ones possibly, but definitely not Holiday Hotshot McQueen, right? So yeah, Sara Wheelson, I think this is a great new release, because last year she was a little rare. Like, I found Derek Williams far more than her. Not really sure why, because they were released in the same quantity and all that in the same case. But in that case, case L last year, you had Mummy, Luigi, and Guido. Well, Mummy, Luigi, and Ghost Guido. You had Jim Reverick, Derek Williams, and Sara. And for whatever reason, Mummy, Luigi, and Guido and Derek were so much more easier to find. Like, they were abundant compared to Jim Reverick and Sara. All right, here we have Lee Racé. Now, I can't lie, I'm getting a little tired of seeing this guy, because I think this is the fourth case he's included in. He's been in a ton. He was first in H. I think he's also in J, or maybe not J. Actually, he might not be in J, but he's definitely in HK and now L here. So that's a lot. That's a lot. Especially for a character that was supposed to never be re-released. As a chase piece, you're not supposed to be re-released, but Mattel violated their own laws, and here he is. So, yeah. He went from being a somewhat, I don't know, desirable, sought-after car, you know, limited, to being very abundant now. But then again, this was his first time being released from Thailand, so it is a variant after all. And, yep, Cars 2. You get a bunch of other Cars 2 characters there. Good stuff. Kind of, not really, maybe. Now, you guys know me. I love Hall Inngas, so this is certainly... I'm certainly not going to complain about seeing this one. Although he's been in a lot of cases this year, the Cars 1 Retread Racer. But I don't mind seeing them back. Again, though, old card back, which just goes to show that he's been in the cases floating around since case A, the very first one. Not his first time from Thailand, though. He was released from Thailand several years ago. But I love that racer, though. He's so cool. All right, here we have Bertha Butterswagon. Oh, I was almost going to say a mint card. Like, look, it looks mint, but then... Ugh, dang, that stinks. Oh, I thought that was going to be a mint one. This hook's just a little battered up here. No big deal, though. I don't really expect mint cards out of these cases. Like, it's such a crapshoot, as one may say. But yeah, Bertha Butterswagon makes a return. Everyone was getting a little worried. I know I've given this story about Case J a billion times, but Case J is just rare. Like, something happened to it. It's been plagued. It's been infected. The main story is that it's not at Target. Target's the major retailer out of the entire world that gets these cases in full. Walmart in the United States only gets 12 count versions of them. So that means half of the contents are chopped off. Bertha was chopped off from Walmart's version of Case J. Australia hasn't gone in J. Canada hasn't gone in J. UK though, UK and Greece, they got J in full. In fact, I saw a picture from Smith's in the UK. Oh my God, they're just oozing with Case J. So it's out there, but for a lot of people, it's quite rare. And so to have her return in Case L here is huge. Everyone gets a second chance of getting her, which is fantastic because she was originally canceled in 2010. And yeah, a lot of people are trying to get her because she was canceled 12 years ago. Definitely some emotion there. Definitely some feelings. But yeah, there you have the card back. Kathy Copter and Dexter are other ones that are only in Case J. Like they have not been reissued. I don't see them in this case, so that holds true. We'll see if they get released in the next case. Same thing with Dana Crankoff, but I wouldn't count on it. All right, who we have here? We have Charlie Checker. Charlie Checker was in the last case, and that was his first time being released for the year. However, not the first time from Thailand. We've gotten Charlie a couple times now from Thailand in 2-packs, but it's nice to see him as a single. And yeah, he is back. You can see they got a nice little melody of other cars there. Bertha, Brad, already cool. Lots of good Cars 1 stuff. So yeah, that is Charlie Checker for you. All right, we're going to go right to the meat. Yeah, I didn't mean to grab this one already, but I can't put him back now. I just can't. Oh, I can't. I was most excited for this guy out of the case. It is Griswold. So this is one of the Bigfoot hunters, the station wagon. He's named Griswold after National Lampoon's American, what's it called? Family Vacation? Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Then there's Christmas Vacation, but it's really, I guess, both of them. The main character drives a station wagon, right? Just like this, and his name is Clark Griswold. So they named this character Griswold. Great name. I love that. And I'll talk more about it in my review of this guy, which will be very soon. Now, everybody has been clamoring, oh my God, he's the same as Bill Revs. Now, I definitely have some concerns about that. I'm worried about that. I'm not a big fan about that. But it's definitely one of the more swallowable, more palatable reskins in Cars on the Road. There are ones that are far, far, far worse than this. Like a station wagon, a regular old station wagon is far more realistic to appear again than an obscure, unique demolition derby model like Fishtail. Okay, so to me, this guy is way more palatable, and he's actually like amazing, just absolutely incredible with all of his gear and stuff. Wish he had the night vision goggles that he has in the show, but that's okay. Obviously, we'll review him in a couple days here. He's got muddy tires. He looks absolutely badass, and on the back here now you can see the other new cars in the case, which we'll get to. So you have Racing Center Cruz Ramirez, you have Pillar-Durev, of course Speed Demon and McQueen are already out. I love how they chopped Mater. Like the first one to go is Mater. Good call, because they know as just as much as we do that they just reissued the regular old Mater into the Cars on the Road packaging. So they know just as well as we do, so they chopped him off first. And there you have Royce Revsley, one of the Salt Flats racers. But yeah, all right, we'll revisit him. So stay tuned for my review of him. Oh, we have a perfect carded Ramone. How nice is that? Pretty perfect. He's been around since Case D. A lot of him. But honestly, I don't really see too many of him. And Ramone's such a classic character that, especially the purple version of him, I will never balk about seeing him. I guess I did balk by saying boring, but I truly do. Like when I see this original art that they've been using for like 16 years, it does invoke like an element of nostalgia inside me. I'm like, oh my God, 5-year-old me, like I'm like looking through the lens of my 5-year-old self when I see this, and I truly do mean that. So, all right, guys, what's up? What's up? It is Damage the King on a mint card. Now that is the win for the day. One of the most coveted 2022 singles, and I got him on a mint card. Let's freaking go, because the other one I have on card is not on mint card, or the other one I have, on card's not in the best of condition. So yeah, guys, I think this was a phenomenal decision on Mattel's part. They introduced this guy, first time being released in over a decade, first time from Thailand, an extremely rare release from like 2009. Then they redid him in 2010, lenticular and all that, but the gist of it is he was very, very sought after when they, put him back out this year in case H. There was only, I think, was there one or two of them in that case? I can't quite remember, but regardless, he is now back. I like that they waited a couple cases to put him back in, so to kind of capitalize on like the synergy with the cars on the road stuff. It's like you see all the cars on the road stuff, you see this, you're like, wow, that's awesome, just get it all. So yeah, great decision there. Like sometimes I'm like, I totally agree with that decision. And I mean like a small decision in like the way they organize and appropriate the contents of the cases. Like when they put two maters but on different packagings in this case, that's something I don't agree with. But this, putting Bertha, Damage King back in the case, wholeheartedly, genius. Good idea, Mattel. Great. So yeah, obviously I already reviewed this guy over the summer, but it's still great to see him back. And yeah, you can see Kathy Copter, Yellow Hydraulic Ramone, Dexter Hoover, bunch of Case J dwellers, essentially. Yeah, all three of them have only been in Case J so far, and they only have one more case to pop back up. Otherwise, they will be locked and keyed forever as exclusive to Case J. And since none of them are in Walmart's version of Case J, they would be labeled as international exclusives. Wow, haven't heard that term in a while. That's like Steel Blue Jackson Storm Sadeep Christoph vibes. But yeah, all right, that's pretty exciting. That's the win for the day. All right, now let's get on to the three horsemen of the apocalypse. Or is it four? The four horsemen of the apocalypse. I guess Griswold would be the fourth. But anyways, here is Racing Center Cruz Ramirez, which is a very odd name because the Racing Center doesn't appear in Cars on the Road. It would make more sense to call her Wedding Cruz Ramirez or Off-Season or Vacation Cruz Ramirez. So does this imply that there was supposed to be a Racing Center episode or scene in Cars on the Road that got cut? Stay tuned. We'll talk way more about that when I review her over the next couple days here. But she's basically like gold now. She's metallic, and you could tell from the card art here and in the show that she definitely was darker than she was in Cars 3. So that's cool. I'm glad that they already got this one out because I think it's going to be pretty popular, especially being like metallic. It's like a scavenger hunt version now. And there you go. You got the same card back. I like these stock images. They look fantastic. Like they just look organic, even though they're like pretty computer generated these days. It's not like they take a picture of the car like they used to, but they do look really good. Now this was going to be like my peg warmer prediction, but I'm still hesitant to say that any Cars on the Road release will be a peg warmer just because of the fact that they're integrating them into the main line. Like with Cars 2 and Cars 3, they came out with a whole brand new main line for those projects. And that's what caused the issues, because you would get more than two of like Jackson Storm or more than two of Cars 3 McQueen or, whatever it was. You would get a lot of them, and the stores would order a ton because they were, the big new thing for the big new movie. This is definitely a little bit more low-key, under the radar, under, the kind of scope of the big, the big grasp. Like, instead of looking for like, oh, what's the next new movie? This is just like a little Disney Plus show. And they're all kind of short episodes, so it's not as big of a thing. And so incorporating them into the main line, they are no different than like Bertha Butterswagon. They're just like another new release. And so do we think Bertha Butterswagon is going to peg warm? Absolutely not. Did Keith Cone peg warm? Is Damage the King peg warming? Is Jay with VR headset peg warming? No. And they were included in multiple cases. Not Keith Cone, but the other ones. So I would say Royce Revsley out of all of them might have the larger chance because of the fact that he's in a single. He's in a 2-pack, upcoming 2-pack with That's Jammin', the accessory 2-packs that are at Walmart. And he's also going to be in an 11-pack exclusive to Walmart. So basically, the Walmart exclusive stuff, like those last two items are exclusive to Walmart. So that clouds it a little bit. That complicates things. But for me, like if I didn't review stuff on YouTube, like I would just buy that 11 pack. Because then I would get Noriyuki, Sarah Cogs, That's Jammin', Revo Cos, McQueen, Mater, and Super Long Car all in one fell swoop. Wouldn't have to worry about, getting the single or, whatever. So I think a lot of people are going to do that and they're not going to need the single. Or if they get the 2-pack, they're not going to need the single. But we'll see what happens. It all depends on the timing of it, I guess. But there's also 2 of these in the case. So that adds to it. But yeah, that's just kind of my thought process. I think it's all very ambiguous right now. We'll see what happens. But in my opinion, my true opinion, though, is that these never really will peg worm. If they were to, though, it would likely be this one. Maybe that one, too. I'll get to that in a second. But either way, this is a Salt Flats Racer. One of the VW bugs that we see. There's a yellow one. Actually, no. I think there is another one of him in the show, but there's a yellow Salt Flats Racer, but I'm pretty sure he's the exact same model as Revo Cos and not Royce. But yeah, this guy looks awesome. I love all the decals he has, and of course, I think he will be the first one I review of this case. I initially was going to do Cruz, then I was going to do Griswold, but objectively, I think Royce Revsley is going to be the most popular one to review first. And so yeah, he is going to be my choice. I love that there's 2 in the case. That's another decision that I fully back Mattel on. And yeah, I love the salty tires. The Arches shows regular black tires, but he do be salty though. He do be salty that he was bested by a tow truck as well. And last but not least is none other than Sterling. All right, I know, I was wrong. Sterling, oh my God, you sneaky little snake. Okay, so when this guy was first revealed at San Diego Comic-Con, I immediately thought it had to be Sterling. 1, he's one of the first die-casts that they're putting out for the show. What does that tell you? It tells you that he's got to be a somewhat prominent character. Number 2, he's got the same exact expression as Sterling. I'll compare them when I review them. I mean, that just majorly gave it away to me. Like, are you seriously going to release a brand new character? Okay, fine, he's the same model as Sterling, but are you really, really going to give him the exact same expression as a main character in Cars 3? No, why? Oh my God. So he turned out to be the ringmaster of the circus, or one of them. I think it's a she, though. I'm sorry. I think it is a she. I'm very bad with that type of stuff. Pillar-Durev, I should just refer to you as they, or K or whatever. But anyways, I'm also not a big fan of the art here because this looks silver. Like that looks Sterling to me, but he's white. The hood's white and all that stuff. Either way, it's a new character. I admit I was wrong. I remember in my video on the cameos, I was like, let's start off with one we know for sure. 100% Sterling's coming back. Yeah. Yep. I misfired. Yep. I'm sorry, guys. But truly, let's blame Mattel for giving him the same exact expression. Like, I can give Pixar and Disney a pass for using this model again, even though it's a very obscure, rather unique, kind of expensive looking car. Sure, you used it a couple times and on the road, fine. But Mattel, really, give him the same expression. That's such a bruh moment, if you ask me. However, there's 2 of them in the case. That's a good thing. Yay, thumbs up. However, not such a good thing. He's also in a 2-pack with Mater. With Mater. Again, road trip Mater. Yeah, so I just think that's a little weird. I think it's redundant to do him like that, especially putting him in a 2-pack with another car that no one really needs, right? Like at this point, does anyone need the Mater that they've released basically for 16 years? I don't think so. Moreover, you could have released him as a single, and then you could have put him in that 2-pack, but give us a new car in that 2-pack. Give us May Pillar-Durev, or I'm sorry. Is that his wife or her wife? I need to investigate that before I continue here. But either way, guys, that would have been a good idea. May and K Pillar-Durev 2-pack and then do this one as a single. That's how you do it. You already have the model for May Pillar-Durev. It's just a Giuseppe Motorsi repaint. You already did him from Thailand. There you go, Mattel. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I know I talked a lot. I don't think I let up for more than 2 seconds for 35 minutes. I don't know how I do it. I don't even say I'm just like in the zone. So yeah, guys, thank you again for watching this video. I literally am so excited. Like, this was one of the most fun videos I've recorded all year. And this has been a blast. I just love talking cars, diving into the lore of all this stuff. And yeah, I'll be reviewing all these individually over the next couple days. So stay tuned. There's a lot to talk about. I'll see you guys then. Bye now. Oh yeah, which one's your favorite though? And actually, we're not done yet. I need to show you guys Fred. So hold your horses. We need to talk about Fred. I really need to start a podcast so I can just talk for like 3 hours and nobody would bat an eye. But like when I talk for a half an hour and review like one car, people are like, really? All right, anyways, I actually will have to open up a Fred eventually. May not be this one in particular because it's on such a great card and I'm just anal about that stuff. But here you go. This was the original big boy Fred, 2007, 2008 Fred. Yeah, probably too big, but he's fun. Like I like this Fred way better than the tiny little version. Like I just like big. It was just better to hold in your hand. I don't know, as a kid, like I mean that. Like it truly was just better as a kid to play with. And then you have baby Fred here, who's just like way too small. Doesn't make any sense. But yeah, you could tell that, this new version's bigger. So they resized him twice. I can't believe they did that, but I guess it has been 16 years. So not bad. I'm glad that they're always innovating because they have done this quite a bit. Like they corrected Terry Cargas. They corrected Chris Revstovsky. Who's next? I hope Corey Turbowitz, although doubtful because they already did her from Thailand. The corrections usually happen like when they have switched from China to Thailand. And so if they already switched like Corey Turbowitz, it's unlikely that they'll change her now. But maybe when they switch to Malaysia in a couple years. I'm just kidding, guys. Don't take that to the bank. I'm just kidding. But yeah, guys, anyways, let me know which one is your favorite in the comment section below. Reviews very soon. Fred, probably a few months from now. Bye now.